Is it Scott? Mustache Scott?
Yep.
Dude, he looks terrible without a mustache. He needs to put that thing back on his face. I just know him as such a pretty man with a mustache, and then I see him without it, and I'm like, you look naked.
It's true. It's true. All right. Are we good?
We're good.
All right. Welcome back to Blue by 90. I'm Justin, joined by Jack and Kaylin as always. It is November 6th.
Sunday, November 6th, 9:15 a.m.
There you go. 9:15 a.m. We're coming at you hot after a late night Michigan football victory over Rutgers. I mean, we're a second half team. Who cares about the first half? First half doesn't matter. It's the second. It's all about the second half.
I honestly don't even think we should call it a second half team because the first half is just practice for Michigan. They're just kind of like feeling it out, seeing what's going on, keeping the game close for entertainment, get all the viewership up, and then second half, like after at halftime, Harbaugh's like, all right, guys, like let's cash some bets here, right? Let's help our fans out. And then they just actually play football, and they're the best team in the country.
Could you imagine just like not turning the game on until after halftime and just be like, oh my God, this is
the
greatest team.
Hey, I'll tell you guys what. I know I was saying this before we started recording, but I watched the first half last night, passed out at halftime, woke up this morning, watched the second half. What a great way to start the day. Highly recommend it for night games. Highly recommended.
What a time. What a time. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, I would be lying if I said I wasn't concerned at halftime. I'll be honest. I was awake. I personally did stay up and watch the entire Michigan football game because I'm an adult and can stay up past 9 p.m.
I'm an adult and I can stay up past 9 p.m. I just choose not to. It's so much better. And also, yeah, I could tell you were panicking at halftime. I looked at Twitter. Jesus Christ. I told Kaylin, I was like, Michigan Twitter is going to be the most unfun thing to look at right now, so I'm just not even going to look at it.
What did I tweeted at halftime? Everyone take a deep breath. That is good vibes.
Oh, let me pull up some receipts here. Hold it, Twitter. It was the one that I responded to this morning. I was like, this is negative vibes. Or please stop negative vibes. Did somebody else tweet it? Did we get hacked?
I didn't see it.
I think we got hacked. That's what it was. Hold on, I'm trying to find it.
Was it about JJ? Was it?
Yeah, it was one about JJ.
Oh, so it's analysis about the game on what he needed to do to improve.
I mean,
negative vibes.
It's negative vibes, dude.
What did you want me to say? There was a wide open guy, and we didn't complete the pass.
Just don't comment on it. Just be like, damn. Just be like, damn.
Damn.
I thought JJ was your boy, dude.
Shucks.
You're just roasting your boy.
I don't think
you know what. You know what I learned when I was young. You know what I learned when I was young. I don't know if you guys learned this. I assume John and Sue. Maybe they only told Alex. Maybe that's why we all like him so much better. But if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
I'm already annoyed this morning. We're 3.5 minutes into this podcast, and I'm already annoyed.
Hey, man. Got it. Just doing it for content.
I'm 100% sure if I showed that to JJ, he'd be like, yeah, I probably should have made the throw.
Yeah. But also, like, I'm going to throat punch you for saying that about me.
Probably not, but
I think he could do it. He has some big hands.
He doesn't seem like a fighting type of guy. He's a lover, not a fighter.
This is true. He'd probably just smile and laugh at you.
He would probably be like your opinion is very irrelevant to how I am going to go up with him.
He would literally walk up to him like, "Oh man, thank you for the feedback. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a fan. Go Blue."
That's exactly how he would do it. He's essentially a robot when he's like talks to anybody or the media.
That's what I'm saying, man.
It's like custom.
Who is Justin Rao?
Yeah, maybe if he just said that to me, that would be the most incredible thing ever. Actually,
that would be great.
I mean, let's. I'm worried about like talking now because Jack's just gonna say it's negative vibes, even though I want to talk.
I'll hear you out. I
want to talk about the offense in the first half where it was like things weren't going well, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, lay that one out for me because I was a little drunk last night. I only remember the second half. Second half is all that matters to me.
Oh my God.
Talk about practice now, right? First half, talking about practice.
Well, it felt like we were moving the ball well and then like, the illegal formation on the Corum touchdown. I'm like, okay. And then obviously the blocked punt, not great at all. But
Played by Rutgers. Can't that was a nice little move they had there.
it was a good play. They took Barrett out to the left and then looped on in. It was a great play by Rutgers, 100%. But I don't know. It just feels like those are just mistakes that don't need to happen, right? Like an illegal formation to negate a touchdown is a very stupid mistake. One guy needs to be on the line. That's it. So like it's things like that's just like, if you want to be the elite of the elite, then you don't make those mistakes. And it felt like in the first half, we had like a good handful of those.
I was upset about the formation too, because that takes away from Corum's Heisman campaign, man.
True.
It's a game for him to really elevate himself over CJ Stroud, who goddamn terribly played.
We'll talk about Ohio State in a little bit because I have a whole conversation about them too.
All right. Well, just remember we have pickleball at 10, so we got it's 9:21 right now.
At 10?
At 10. Aaron is very particular about what time we have to play pickleball. That's why I said 9 a.m. or before. But let's get into it. You lead the way.
All right. So going back to Michigan, our defense too. I thought like in the first half, you're looking at some of it was on the defensive backs a little bit. I thought there were some guys that got burnt, but they threw it up. Are you guys as concerned as I am with just like teams going 50-50 ball on us and it being like that? That seems like the only play that works for a lot of this, but it's very effective.
Yeah, I was telling Kalen, I don't remember which catch it was, but it was a 50-50 ball on DJ Turner.
Yeah.
And it just had no shot. Great throw by the quarterback, great catch by the receiver. That's something I think they just look at in film and be like, hey, maybe we try to get Will Johnson on that guy, get a little bit more length on him. Maybe we try to put, I don't know, was Jamon Green even playing last night?
No.
So we had one of our best DBs, if not our best DB, out for the game. I hear you, and I think it's a valid concern going, against anybody that might have big receivers. But also, I'm like, who gives a shit? We won 52-17. We held them in the second half. Made adjustments.
Some of those plays are going to happen. So like if that's what we're worried about, like people chucking up 50-50 balls and getting 50% of them, that's football to some extent, right?
Yeah.
And just not to make you look like the negative vibes guy here, I'll say it too. The DBs were getting cooked in the first half.
Yeah,
they were.
In practice, they were getting cooked. By game time, they were good to go. But in practice, they were getting cooked a little bit.
I would need to go back and look at some of the pressure on the QB too, like early in the game. Were they getting pressure, or was it, not as much?
I do feel that we've it seems like the last few games, what has happened is we don't get much pressure in the first half, and then we kind of like wear them down. And by the end of the game, like we're just unleashing on the quarterback and getting to him. I think like if you go back, we've ended games with like multiple times that you're getting to the QB. I think that was like the end of the Penn State game, the end of the MSU game too. So that's helpful, but like again, would love to get some of that going in the first half. I don't know. It's stupid of me, but every time at this point of the year, I'm just like thinking about the Ohio State game. And I'm just like, all right, what's going to work in the Ohio State game and what's going to torch us in the Ohio State game? And like, you absolutely cannot wait till the second half to turn it on. And then also like, I know we ended up scoring in the red zone, but they didn't make it look easy. Like it feels like once we get in the red zone, it's like we make it so hard on ourselves, and half of it is just like everyone knows we're going to run it up the gut, and we still run it up the gut. And I'm like, something different here may make a difference.
I'll tell you what and this may be a factor into why I'm not worried, is I watched Ohio State's defense yesterday, and I think Michigan might run for 650. I think they're in for 650. JJ, Dono, and Corum are all going to have 200-plus rushing yards. And then, CJ Stokes will break one off last play of the game or something. Nice little 50 piece.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, again, we'll talk about Ohio State in a little bit. but
you brought them up. I'm just going off of what you brought up, my friend.
I mean, you're not wrong, though, right? Because, you can't – it's okay to go into halftime versus, Penn State, MSU, even Rutgers, where you're like, well, we're down by 1 or up by 1 or whatever, right? But, against Ohio State, you're not going to be down by – that's you're down by 3 touchdowns.
Right, exactly. That's they have that offense where you blink and they score 3 times in 2 minutes, type of a thing.
But we proved that we have a similar offense.
Yeah, we can do. I mean, obviously, yesterday, what was it was 3 touchdowns in 90 seconds or something like that, or whatever it was. Thankful to the defense. Mike Barrett, dog.
Oh, shit, man.
Out of nowhere.
That was another thing. I got up early and I was like, I'm going to work on a graphic tee for Barrett.
Love it.
I just need the new high def pics to come out on Flickr of him wearing the buffs.
Yeah. No, I mean the defense. What is it? 100-3 in the second half is how much we've outscored teams in the last 4 games. So holding teams to 3 points in the second half total in 4 games is wild. But I don't know. I love how we're finishing games. I would say to spin it positive for Jack here. I absolutely love. I would much rather we finish games like we are right now than to flip it and say we come out hot and then struggle to close the game. So that is what I think. That's the sign of a really strong team is even when you're struggling, you finish strong. You wear a team down. You do all that. And you know what? I know it's Rutgers, but I still will forever and ever say this for both football and basketball is you win on the road in the Big Ten and it's a good win. I don't care who it's against, especially when I think you're Michigan and Rutgers has, everyone's going all out. They circle that Michigan game and they're bringing out every single, crazy atmosphere thing. It's the game of the year when Michigan comes to town.
Well, I think we can speak about that for everyone across the country too. I mean, Ohio State struggled this week against a 1-7 Northwestern team.
Yep.
Clemson looked like dick against Notre Dame, but Clemson fucking sucks anyway. So that kind of just doesn't.
That was a huge loss for us. Huge loss.
What?
Clemson losing.
Huge loss, win for us.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know if you were talking from the Clemson perspective because you are partially a Clemson fan now.
I know. I told Jacqueline, I said, I don't care. I'm
confused. I don't know who to root for.
I know. It was tough. A couple weeks ago, I was wearing orange and cheered for him against Syracuse. But it was I'm very okay with it because we're going to be in the top 4 now.
We'll be top 3.
Yeah, we will be top 3 for sure. It should be Georgia, Ohio State, us probably.
Fuck no, it should be Georgia, us, Ohio State.
Should be.
Should be, but it won't be.
Should be.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can cast a vote. Call me in.
I think we should get a vote for sure.
You should get a vote.
Very unbiased.
Yeah. All right, we can talk Ohio State now. They looked like ass.
God,
and you can listen. You can talk about the weather. You can talk about whatever. I don't care about the weather because they got manhandled in the trenches by Northwestern. They got pushed around. It wasn't it's so sloppy or it's so windy. CJ Stroud. No, they got Northwestern ran the ball like crazy, and then on the defensive side, stuffed them. Absolutely stuffed
multiple times.
Yes, on 4th and 1.
Plus the Northwestern running backs, me and Jack were talking.
Oh, dude.
they might be the second best running back duo in the country.
At least for yesterday. At least for
yesterday, for sure. They did kill it. It was, that's what. So there's that. They ran the ball, and Northwestern straight up said, like, we're not going to throw. We are. They went Wildcat like 50% of the time yesterday too. It was amazing. And it was, I just thought that Ohio State got pushed around, and obviously I think we can all agree that they're going to be way more up for a game in Columbus against Michigan than they would be on the road against 1-7 Northwestern. But like with that weather, they just looked so soft. They looked like they did not want to be there one bit. It was like, I loved every bit of it.
Dude, I really hope it's like a fucking shitty weather.
Did you see what I retweeted from our account? President Santa Ono, he tweeted something like, he's like, I'll go back and read it.
Hold on, I'm on Twitter right now. I can find it.
He said,
Santa was clapping?
He said, from my days in Ohio, I recall that it can, on occasion, be windy and cold in that state in late November. And he's like, it's the gif of he's like trying to make it happen.
That's awesome.
I love him so much.
Dude,
He's great.
He is the best.
Yeah. So,
but it was cold and rainy and stuff and windy, and they still were trying to throw the ball.
They can't run it. And I know Travion Henderson was out, but like, I see Travion Henderson and Maya Williams like pretty much interchangeable. I think Travion's like a little bit better, but like they still should be able, even with Mayan Williams, to run the ball at will against a crappy Northwestern team.
I'm going to say something right now, and it's totally off topic, but some people on Twitter are so fucking stupid, man.
Who, the block spot? Yes.
I don't know who this person is, but like, I don't know. Some people just can't take a joke. Like they don't like see something and be like, that's fucking clearly a joke.
I agree with that.
It's Milton up, like the only one that can save us. People are like, damn, you guys are rolling on your quarterback already. I'm like, dude, I'm literally a Michigan fan. This is a joke. You know, Milton went to Michigan, right? You seem to be a Michigan fan. It just blows my fucking mind, man.
I at some point, like, I don't understand that people. You have to just assume everything is a joke on Twitter. Like, yeah. I just assume that people are sarcastic.
You have to be.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not fun. Just people complaining about people complaining.
Yeah. And I have 100% have turned into, like, I will not get in a real argument with anybody on Twitter. I will always turn it into, like, a meme or some type of sarcasm. 100%.
Because somebody comes back at me on stuff, like, typically, and I'm just like, there's really nothing I can say to this. I'm just be like, shit. Like, exactly. Damn. Like yeah. Fuck. Like I'm
there's nothing worse than like a 20 tweet thread of people going back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, just get each other's numbers and go text each other because I don't want to see this. Dude. Yeah. So the block, the reason I think it's the block spot is his name that everybody just shat on yesterday because he's an Ohio State like fanboy blogger, and he said that every game, every football game needs to be played in a dome. Every single one. He said something like, "Don't let."
It's supposed to be like a talent show, right, or something.
Yeah, don't let weather like ruin a beauty pageant or something.
Yeah,
and I was just like. First of all,
you're a loser.
Yeah, that is the softest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And like, if I like commented under it, I was like, if Bo Schembechler and Woody Hayes like read that, they would punch you in the face.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Like calling football a beauty pageant is the most hilarious thing of all time. It's like the most brutal sport ever, and it's meant to be just like physical and crazy.
He
like
obviously never played.
Yeah, 100%.
Again, he's an Ohio State fan, right? Like that's what Ohio State teams are. You know, they haven't beaten Michigan in what, 1,200 days, 1,100 days?
It's getting up there, man.
It's getting pretty close to 3 years. You know, that's what they are. They're a talent show, and they just show off. And when you see it when the quarterbacks get to the league, you know.
I just like I can't.
How do you not beat your rival in 1,100 days? I just don't
Couldn't be
understand.
me. Couldn't be me.
Never.
We're not going to bring up pre-2020. I'm talking about this decade.
According to
This-
MSU's
about
Connor
past
McDowney,
decade.
doesn't count.
This decade.
It's true. 2020 doesn't even count. So
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I live in the present. I live in this decade.
Yeah.
I don't look.
You need
back.
to go back in the history books, and if you want to, Michigan's the all-time winningest program in college football.
Exactly.
So if you're going to go to the past, don't pick and choose the past. Let's talk about the whole thing, right?
That's
What was that stat they showed during the game? Like last team to win by 40, like
no,
seven straight.
last team to score 40 plus points in like consecutive amount of games.
Yeah.
I think
Michigan, 1901, 1902.
I think it was a point a minute.
The coach was like wearing a bowler hat.
Yeah, Fielding Yost.
I love it. I love when they bring up like old Michigan stuff, and the scores are just hilarious because it's like, all right, Michigan went 7-0. They beat the University of Chicago 118-0 or something like that.
Or sometimes you beat your third or fourth rival 119-0. I saw that stat.
Yeah, third or fourth, yes,
third or fourth. They're creeping higher.
Yeah,
it's getting close to basketball season.
I watched the games with my buddy Scott, who is a big Spartan fan yesterday. Huge win for the Sparties. Huge win. And actually, I love that because it makes us look better. Love that. And also it made Illinois look very, very beatable because we got to play them in 2 weeks too. So yeah. I would be worried about that game, but here's my take on it: is they run the exact same thing on both offense and defense as we do, but we're just way better than them at it.
Yeah, you got more talent, better coaching.
And then when they got behind,
it's like anything can fucking happen. They've been 7-1 this year, but
yeah. But when they got behind, they literally couldn't throw the ball once. I don't know if you watched that game at all, or if you
were trying at the end.
Not really.
They were trying, but they couldn't. They can't do it.
I saw a couple nice catches right at the end. A couple highlight reels.
What
their defense is pretty legit. They got big boys on that D line. Honestly, Illinois does.
Oh, yeah.
So, what do you guys think is going to be the new top four, 1 through 6 for the playoff when it comes out? What is it, Monday, Tuesday?
What do you think is going to be the top 4, 1 through 6?
Well, they always do the first two out. So top 4 plus the first 2 out. We'll do that.
Okay.
I think it's going to be Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan. Then who cares?
Agreed. I'll agree with your top 3, and then 4. I think you got to put Tennessee.
But they look like shit, dude.
TCU.
I think
I would put TCU there.
Put TCU at 4, Tennessee at 5 or 6, and then LSU might be at 5 or 6.
Dude, no, can we not
put like Oregon or something there, right?
Possibly. I don't watch West Coast games. I got East Coast bias.
I'm sorry.
Oregon could be 0-8 or 8-0, and I would have no idea.
Here's my thing is I saw multiple like ESPN SEC people talking like LSU should be in the playoff picture. They have 2 losses.
Yeah, but that's what they do. That's what they do is they just put the SEC teams up there.
It's ridiculous.
You're not wrong. They did. There's a bias.
They do. They're like, oh fuck, they beat Bama. Anybody beats Bama, they're the best team in the country. We saw with Tennessee.
Listen,
and I wanted them to beat. So I'm making fun of myself, but that's just like how it kind of works.
I don't understand how we've never, ever in a million years had a discussion about a 2-loss team getting into the playoff. We have discussions about 1-loss
team in week 9.
Exactly. It's not like they lost the championship game for their second loss. Like, what are we doing? They're not even. Are they even going to be in the SEC championship?
I don't know. So 5 and 6 will probably be like Oregon and TC or Oregon and Tennessee.
I'm sorry. That got me worked up.
I'm only thinking Oregon because Oregon has 1 loss, but it was to Georgia game 1.
Right.
Yeah. So they're good. They're cruising.
They did. Can we just like all agree? I'm putting my Michigan fan bias aside. Like Georgia's going to win the national title by probably 100 points, whoever they play.
I don't know.
They look pretty unstoppable
They
yesterday.
look like,
You know, I mean, they looked unstoppable most games, but everybody's got,
That's
the
true.
playoff for a reason now.
Yep.
I mean, we did think the same. I don't know. I think Bama probably has the best shot at them in an SEC title game.
Yeah, Bama typically doesn't lose twice to the same team.
Right.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean TCU they won yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So they got to be 4 for sure.
They didn't look great.
They didn't. I didn't watch them at all.
They didn't start off great, but then I think they got hot, kind of like Michigan did.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter they were slinging it.
And then I mean there are 3 Pac-12 teams that are all 8-1, I believe.
Okay, Pac-12 is fucking
Oregon, USC, and UCLA.
UCLA.
Dude, Ole Miss is 8-1.
Oh,
wait, is there anybody undefeated in the Pac-12 right now, or no?
I don't think so.
They're all 8-1.
No, they all have 1 loss. Those are the top 3 teams in the Pac-12.
Okay.
They've all beat each other, or except Oregon hasn't lost in the Pac-12. They just lost. They got
Georgia
absolutely demolished by Georgia.
Right.
Also, the Georgia-Tennessee game was, I thought, just like very disappointing.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel bad for Tennessee fans, to be honest, because like this is the pinnacle, outside of like Peyton Manning, and then you just get boat raced. I mean, they could say the same exact thing for us going against Georgia last year, 1,000%.
Oh, for sure.
But
yeah, I felt bad for myself, dude. I picked Vols money line and for them to score over 70 points. So I lost $20 yesterday on that.
That's tough.
But I did end up having 2 bets that did hit because I live bet Northwestern plus 20.5. So I was sweating it out a bit at the end. I was like, they might Ryan Day might try to run up the score and, make their stats look better than they really are. So I was sweating out the end of that game, but I won that. And then I won the, I think it was like 4 times your money or 5 times your money on Fox. And it was Michigan to win by 26.5 and have over 46 points. So thank God for that second half.
Yeah, I mean that helped you out a lot.
Helped me out.
It also helped. It helped us to
from yesterday.
That positive for sure. It helped us. The second half just helped the final score look good, which is nice. It's nice. Here's the thing about what the final scores mean for everyone is all these college football playoff like voters that don't watch college football. They just look at the box scores and then they vote based on that.
Right.
So it's nice to put up a 50 burger and make it look good.
I did see also, talking back on Fox Bet, my favorite betting app, I think. But
no free ads, please.
No free ads. I'm gonna bleep that out. You can bet $10 on DeAndre Swift or Jamal Williams to score the first touchdown today. And I think you win. I think it's like plus 450.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I haven't watched a Lions game in the last like 4 weeks because it's just really difficult to watch.
It's tough, but they're playing the Packers. And there's also 6 times your money if Amon-Ra St. Brown has 100+ receiving yards and scores a touchdown.
Yeah,
so I might just take all that money that I won and just hammer the fucking Lions.
Love that.
I thought you just said you lost $20.
But then I won back, so I'm positive.
Okay.
I lost $20 on that bet, but I'm net positive like $18.
One score that I didn't notice until just now too is that Syracuse scored 9 points and lost to Pittsburgh 19-9. So that means that Clemson now has a really crappy loss to Notre Dame, and their only good win is to a Syracuse game that's not team that's not good.
Beautiful. Clemson dropped the fuck out of the top 10 for all I care.
I think Oregon's
QB talent, you're not going to be good.
Yeah. Oregon beat the crap out of Colorado yesterday, so they're for sure like a head above of everyone else in the Pac-12.
'Cause
let's see. What was I just looking at? USC won 41-35 over Cal, and then UCLA won 50-36 over Arizona State. Those are such Pac-12 like scores.
Is the Pac-12 the new Big 12?
I don't know. The SEC might be the new Big 12 too.
Oh, yeah, true. SEC, they seem to have high-scoring games.
Big SEC matchup this weekend: Ole Miss, Alabama.
Go Kiffin, baby. Put Bama to 3 losses.
Do you think Kiffin goes to Auburn?
I hope not, dude.
No.
That would be kind of sweet for the rivalry. And then he just starts kicking Saban's ass at Bama.
Yeah. But I think if you've already built up an SEC program at Ole Miss and you're like, in the top 10 or whatever, why switch?
Just to fuck him. Just to fuck Saban. And also, I don't want Deion Sanders going to Auburn. I want him to stay at Jackson State. Because I want to go to a fucking Jackson State game and get that whole fucking experience, man. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
People are saying he's got ties there. I don't know.
I mean, they're gonna pay ridiculous money. Auburn will, is just like their buyout for the last 2 coaches is like $54,000 a day. Something like that. That's my favorite thing ever for the people of NIL, where it's like, where's the money gonna come from? How are we possibly going to do this? like Notre Dame still paying Charlie Weiss
not to coach.
yeah. Like Notre Dame's playing Charlie Weiss still from like 2002.
That dude's got it.
He's raking in the money.
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. I'm not going to say it.
One more stat too. I'm pretty sure that Northwestern outgained Ohio State. 285 yards for Northwestern, 283 yards for Ohio State. That's wild. 283 yards has to be the lowest like in the last decade for Ohio State, right?
I mean, gotta be.
They put up 283 in like a quarter.
Typically,
Usually.
Jesus, dude.
Speaking of yard stats, we'll take it full circle back to Michigan. Both Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards, 109 yards.
Love that.
Rushing yards.
Love that. How many times have we had 200-yard rushers in a game?
200-yard rushers or two
100 yard. Yeah.
Before this past weekend?
Yeah.
The weekend before that. And then the weekend before that with Dono and Blake. They're just crushing it.
I don't know. I mean, we did it against Penn State, obviously, but I don't think we did it against MSU, did we?
Maybe.
I don't think so.
The only time before, let's say before Dono Blake connection, I think it was Chris Evans, Karan Higdon against Minnesota back in 2018. And they almost went for 200 each.
That might be.
Yeah. That was crazy.
I think Evans was like, it was either Evans or Higdon was like 5 yards away. They were like finished with 195. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous.
I believe you for sure. I know you're the stats guy. You would never lie to me.
Big stats guy.
Yeah. You just kind of go off the dome, off the brain, just whatever that first game that comes to your head.
Yeah, dude. Got to keep the flows going. By the way, pickleball starts in 12 minutes. So what do we got?
I wish you would focus on our podcast.
But we got anything.
Here's the thing. You keep talking about pickleball, but I would roast you in pickleball. 1,000%.
Dude, we're gonna do this. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna get old Thiefer to steal some stuff from UM, and then we're gonna get like sick like boomsticks and cameras and shit. Nolan will take a bunch of pictures for us. Nolan's gonna be our new photographer, and we'll make a whole like content day out of it.
But what are we gonna put on it though? Like, what's the bet?
I think we need to do 3 activities too, because I'll roast you in pickleball. You'll roast me in basketball. What's the third? What's like a fair thing we can go off of? Baseball? Home run derby?
What about like an eating contest?
Do you think that's fair?
I think I can eat more than you.
Thank you. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. I'm down for that. Eating contest.
Hot dog eating contest?
Let's
chicken wing.
But I think there needs to be a drinking component as well.
Ooh.
Like we
did this. We did this challenge that I think we just made up, me and actually a couple of the softball girls in college. It was like eat a medium pizza, drink like 8 beers or something like that. And like, yeah.
We need a time lapse for that one.
I don't The fact that I did it with girls is wild.
Do I have a week to do it? Like, oh my
It was
God.
one night. We did it in like
medium pizza is, I think that could be okay.
Dude, I'm old now. Like,
but I think we need an appetizer. I think we need like 5 dogs before that.
Take an Alka-Seltzer after that.
5 dogs.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I'll have the Tums in my back pocket.
My digestive system does not work as well as it did when I was 21.
Throw a diaper on. We'll hang out in the backyard. Just make sure.
Diaper on? Holy shit.
You never know what's going to happen. You never know how your body's going to react.
Oh, my God.
You always got to be prepared.
What if
no
we
performance enhancers? Come on.
What if we do we eat or take like laxatives and like the first person to shit?
I don't want to incentivize shit in my pants. Great idea.
You have to hold it.
You have to bring out your system so you can keep eating. Just keep eating. That's a PED. That's a PED. No laxatives allowed.
I apologize to the listeners for that one. Sorry.
But no, let's do that. All right. So we got pickleball, we got basketball, and then we'll do an eating contest of sorts.
Yeah. Or just chugging too. I will
as long as it's not shotgunning.
I will kill you in chugging.
I just can't shotgun, dude. I don't know what it is. Put it in a glass, down the hatch.
I will say, I said this I think last time, but the greatest shotgun of your life was in the most under pressure moment of your life on stage with
Twisted Tea. I knew I would crush it.
It was I was like, oh no, this is gonna go so badly for Jack right now. And then you just murdered it. It made Clayton look bad.
I took like a screenshot of the video, and it's just like after I finished, my can's on the ground, I'm just staring at him, and he's just like this. I need to get it like to find an artist to like draw that. Ooh, I'm gonna hit up Caleb. I'm gonna be like, Caleb, recreate this and like make it into like a framed thing, and then I'll just like put it behind me on the podcast.
His greatest achievement.
I'll send it to Clayton. He'd probably love it.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh my god. Did you guys talk about them at all on the podcast last week? The band, like those guys.
Yeah, we talked about how great the tailgate was.
Yeah, it was the awesome. Literal greatest tailgate of all time.
Yeah,
and
was fucking sick.
I don't know if we can have another one.
Everybody was great.
I will say, Soaring Eagle, we're in talks to bring it back for Illinois.
Ooh.
So I don't know if Clayton will come back up, but we'll. Thank God we got a 3:30 for Nebraska. Thank the Lord.
That is.
But I need a 3:30 for Illinois. Absolutely need a 3:30 for Illinois.
Yeah, that's like perfect.
It would be.
Oh, so question for you: Do we know the time? Because somebody asked me. I can't remember who it was. Do we know the time for the tailgate on Saturday if we do a 3:30 kick?
Great question. I need to talk to Martin. Would love like a 10 a.m. start.
Safe bet, I'd say noon.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
By noon.
I'm gonna push for a 10 a.m. start. I think
that'd be great.
Okay.
I just don't know if that'll happen.
Yeah, that's a little optimistic.
I agree. I mean, listen.
We'll be out there at 10.
I was gonna say whether it's at our tailgate or just sitting at my truck, I will be drinking a beer at 10 a.m. So if you're listening out there and you're out, wandering and our tailgate officially doesn't start till noon, just hit us up. I will have a beer for you at the truck.
Yes.
So, all right, we'll end it with that. We've got a couple home games to end the season here. I'm excited. This is how the same way that Michigan has finished their game strong, we need to finish the season strong on tailgating. So that's my pledge here for the next couple weeks. But
that's right. Control what we can control, contribute to what you can contribute to. Let's fucking win a natty, dude.
Wow.
Let's go.
That was natty, boy.
That gave me goosebumps. Motivation. Love that.
I got my swag up.
Go win a pickleball game.
I am, dude. I'm gonna fucking crush in pickleball. I'm taking no prisoners, man. You should see me on the court. I'll have Kalen send you some videos.
I can't wait till you're like you're like Tennessee, where you're like, oh my God, I'm the greatest team ever. I'm unbelievable. And then I'm Georgia, and you just run into a buzzsaw. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Love it.
That's fine.
I love it.
You can follow us at
great
Blue by
content.
90 on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Blue by 90 Podcast on YouTube and blueby90.com. We appreciate you. Go Blue.
I'm wearing my steel toes when we play basketball. Just watch out.
Go
I
Blue.
will literally dunk on you.